Before any number in your bank account changes, something much deeper must change: the way you think. Wealth starts in the mind, not in the wallet. Many people believe that to act like a millionaire, you must first have a million. But the truth is exactly the opposite. You will only have $1 million when you start acting like you already do. Think about it. What separates two people with the same salary but completely different futures? One spends everything on impulse, the other invests, plans, learns. In just a few years, the gap between them is enormous. And it all started with their mindset. The wealthy don't spend their lives counting pennies. They count opportunities. They don't ask, how much will this cost me? But instead, how much can this make me? They don't waste energy complaining about circumstances. They invest energy in creating solutions. The inner game of wealth is about replacing a scarcity mindset with an abundance mindset. It's trading "I can't" for "how can I?" It's stopping working just to pay bills and starting to work to build assets. Remember, the millionaire isn't born in the bank, they're born in the mind. And the first decision is to stop thinking like someone who survives and start thinking like someone who builds.
Millionaires from the rest of the world, it's not genius, not luck, and not even extraordinary talent. It's discipline. And here's the part few people understand. True discipline is almost invisible. It doesn't show up in Instagram photos, it's not talked about in social circles, and it's often mistaken for a boring life. But it's exactly this quiet discipline that builds empires. Think about your daily choices. Every soda you refuse, every hour of sleep you protect, every dollar you choose to invest instead of spend. All of it may seem insignificant in the moment, but like compound interest, these micro decisions accumulate until they create results so big they look like magic to outsiders. The problem is, most people chase instant gratification. They want pleasure now, even if it comes at a high cost later. A millionaire thinks the opposite. They prefer to plant today so they can harvest later, and in multiplied form. They understand that saying no now is really saying yes to something far greater in the future. Imagine someone who earns an average salary but follows a non-negotiable personal code. Never spend more than they earn, save at least 20% of every paycheck, study 1 hour a day on finance, business, or high-value skills. In the first year, no one notices anything. They still live in the same place, wear the same clothes, drive the same car. In the second year, maybe they make a few upgrades, but nothing spectacular. By the 5th year, however, they're on a whole new level. While their friends are still complaining about debt and lack of opportunities, they have enough capital to start a business, buy property, or live off passive income. And that's when outsiders say, "You got lucky." No, it wasn't luck. It was invisible discipline working silently, day after day, year after year. Discipline isn't glamorous. It's waking up early when your body wants to sleep longer. It's turning down party invitations when your money and time need to be invested in something more important. It's choosing silence and focus when the world is screaming for a distraction. And most importantly, millionaires don't practice discipline only with money. It extends to health, relationships, and mental routines because they understand that the mind and body are the most powerful tools for producing wealth. If you want to act like a millionaire, don't wait until you feel like it. Discipline begins when motivation ends. It's in the moment you no longer want to stick to the plan, but do it anyway, that the real game begins. Remember, you don't need to do huge things all at once. You need to do small things consistently for long enough. You must be willing to be invisible for a few years to become unstoppable for the rest of your life. The millionaire of tomorrow is being shaped right now in the decisions no one sees. The question is, are you willing to be disciplined enough so that one day the world can't ignore what you've built?
world. But if you're playing the wrong game, you'll never win. Many people work hard, wake up early, push themselves, yet still remain trapped in the same cycle. It's not a lack of effort, it's a lack of strategy. A millionaire understands that it's not enough to run faster, you must run in the right direction. They don't measure success by the number of hours worked, but by the results each hour can produce. While many focus on working more, they focus on working smarter. The first lesson in playing the right game is understanding the difference between making money and building wealth. Making money is working to get paid. Building wealth is making money work for you. Most people spend their lives stuck in the first mode. They trade hours for money, and when they stop working, their income disappears. The millionaire plays a different game. They create systems, assets, and investments that generate income even while they sleep. They know time is the most precious asset, so they seek leverage. People, building teams, delegating tasks, forming strategic partnerships. Capital, investing money to multiply it instead of spending it. Technology, using tools that automate and scale work. Here's the secret few understand. In the right game, your initial effort can yield returns for years. A book written, a well-structured business, a smart investment, all of these keep producing results long after the work is done. But playing the right game also requires vision. Millionaires train themselves to spot opportunities others overlook. They know that every crisis hides a chance, that every market shift opens the door for new winners. While most fear taking risks, the millionaire calculates the risk and acts fast. They don't bet everything at once, but plant seeds in different fields. Some won't bear fruit, but others will grow into massive trees. What separates the average player from the millionaire is that the millionaire doesn't play to survive, they play to win. They don't step onto the field to try their luck, they step in with a plan to dominate the game. And here's the most important part. Playing the right game isn't just about money, it's about lifestyle. There's no point in getting rich by playing a game that destroys your health, ruins your relationships, and drains your peace. A true millionaire seeks balance. They want wealth, but also time to live, family to share it with, and a purpose to follow. If you want to act like a millionaire, ask yourself, is the game I'm playing leading me to freedom or just to exhaustion? Am I building assets or simply surviving on a paycheck? Am I creating something that will keep growing even when I stop? Because at the end of the day, it's not about who runs the fastest, it's about who chooses the right path. And in the right game, every step is multiplied. Every strategic decision is worth years of effort, and every victory brings you closer, not just to wealth, but to the life you've always wanted to live.
Money. It's about having time and purpose. The millionaire who understands this early realizes that accumulating figures is only the first stage. The second and most important is deciding what to do with that freedom. Money by itself is just paper and numbers on a screen. It gains power when it transforms into experiences, opportunities, and impact. When you act like a millionaire, even before having millions, you start to realize that the journey isn't about having, it's about becoming. And the ultimate destination isn't a full bank account, it's the life you can live because of it. True millionaires don't measure success only by how much they accumulate, but by how much they multiply, not just for themselves, but for others. They're the investors who create jobs, the entrepreneurs who fund social projects, the mentors who help others thrive. Because there comes a point when the question is no longer how much can I earn, but what do I want to leave behind? The freedom that money provides isn't just the ability to travel whenever you want or buy whatever you desire. It's the freedom to choose who you spend time with, which projects you embrace, and which battles you fight. It's the freedom to not have to say yes to something just out of necessity. But there's something even greater: legacy. Legacy is the mark you leave on the world, even after you're gone. It's the book you wrote, the business you built, the family you raised, the values you passed on. And the most interesting part is you don't have to wait to be rich to build a legacy. You can start now with your actions, your example, and your daily impact. Acting like a millionaire means living with the awareness that every choice is a brick in your castle. It's understanding that life isn't just about consuming, but about creating. It's knowing that, in the end, what you've built continues, even if you're not there to see it. Picture yourself 30 years from now. You look back and see that every decision, every no to distraction, every yes to growth, every calculated risk built something greater than yourself. And now, thanks to the freedom you've achieved, you're not just harvesting fruit, you're planting trees for others to harvest as well. A millionaire doesn't live to prove anything to anyone, but to honor what they've built. They understand that the real victory is not to be remembered as rich, but as someone who lived according to their values and left the world better than they found it. In the end, acting like a millionaire is far more than pursuing wealth. It's pursuing purpose. It's understanding that money is a tool, not the ultimate goal. It's living in such a way that when you're gone, your story continues to be told, not because of the balance you had, but because of the impact you made. So before you aim to earn millions, ask yourself, what freedom do I want to achieve? What legacy do I want to leave? The answers to those questions are the true map for living and acting like a millionaire.